A huge political media storm is raging after Twitter locked Rahul Gandhi and several other Congress handles. This for tweeting a picture that revealed the identity of the Delhi rape victim. While Twitter claims that it followed due process and locked the accounts for violation of its guidelines, the Congress claims that the crackdown is a political witch hunt, that handles including the National Commission for Scheduled Castes had put out the same picture, but Twitter did not act against them.
Rahul Gandhi's Twitter account temporarily suspended. Congress official account locked. So were the handles of many other Congress leaders. The fallout of Rahul Gandhi tweeting pictures revealing identity of a 9-year-old Dalit rape victim. And Congress official handle and netas sharing the same tweet. Enough for a full-blown political attack by the main opposition, which claimed the microblogging site is acting at the behest of ruling BJP to muzzle its voice. Congress cried witch hunt, claiming several BJP-linked handles and institutions had tweeted the same images, yet escaped the axe.
The National Commission for Scheduled Caste went there on 2nd August. They put their picture. The members of National Commission for Scheduled Caste put their pictures on 3rd August. Rahul Gandhi ji only went there on 4th August, 2 days thereafter. Why did Twitter not take any action or government not take any action against National Commission for Scheduled Caste? The truth is, this is a demand for justice for a Dalit girl. Government is trying to suppress it by pressurizing Twitter.
That same photograph, the parents' photograph, has been put out by the National Scheduled Caste Commission. And then the BJP ex-MP. Why the double standard from a neutral platform like Twitter? It affects its credibility.
The microblogging site was quick to rubbish the charges. In an official statement, Twitter said that the tweets by Congress leaders was in violation of its policy and rules. It said the action was enforced judiciously and impartially for everyone. Twitter added that it has acted against several hundred handles after a complaint filed by child rights panel NCPCR. The BJP too lashed out at the Congress, accusing it of hypocrisy and double standards.
जब बीजेपी के नेताओं के ट्विटर अकाउंट ब्लॉक किए जाते थे या रोके जाते थे तो उनके प्रवक्ता कौन थे? ये कांग्रेस के बड़े-बड़े नेता उनके प्रवक्ता बन के सामने आ जाते थे. अब क्या हो गया भैया?
So is this just action by Twitter or political vendetta? And amid the dying of the 9-year-old victim seems to have been forgotten at the altar of politics. Bureau Report, India Today.
Is this due process or just arbitrary action by Twitter? Is the tech giant trying to overcompensate in a bid to demonstrate its supposed neutrality? Joining me on the news track, I want to welcome first Arvind Gupta, digital economy policy expert. With us also on this broadcast is Supriya Shrinate, spokesperson of the Congress. To give us the BJP's perspective, we have its spokesperson Sanju Verma, and I have Ayush Ailavadi, who's the tech editor for Business Today Television. I want to go across first to Supriya Shrinate on why you are convinced that this is malified action, because you heard in that comment which was just made by Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi, where he says that when Twitter acted against the likes of an Amit Malviya or a Sambit Patra, it's the Congress lawyer MPs who were siding with Twitter, saying that they've done the right thing. Now Twitter has acted against you, and suddenly the same tech giant, which was the apostle of free speech and expression, has now turned against you.
No, you stand corrected there, and I'll tell you why. When Twitter acted against a manipulated media put forward by some of BJP spokespersons, yes, we did laud that. But when Twitter acted against Ravi Shankar Prasad ji, I remember we declined to participate in those debates because we wanted the government to take a call with Twitter of how it wanted to handle that issue. So just to set the record straight here, when it highlighted manipulated media, yes, we lauded the effort. I will tell you why we think this is selective action. And I did a press conference of this on Sunday. And what happened on Sunday? Rahul Gandhi went to see the 9-year-old girl's family on the 4th of August. Before he went, the National Commission for Scheduled Caste, Anju Bala, Sampla, various BJP leaders had been there, and they had posted pictures on the 2nd and the 3rd of August of the family that was asking for justice. They were in the public domain asking for justice. When Rahul Gandhi did that, selectively his tweet was deleted and subsequently his account was blocked. It happened with multiple accounts, so much so that the Congress Party's official Twitter handle is right now blocked, including the handles of many of our volunteers and many of our tall leaders. I just have one question to ask. If this was indeed impartial, why did this action not happen against the National Commission for Scheduled Caste? Why did it not happen for Anju Bala, the former BJP
So Sanju Verma,
MP, who's
now here's the question. If this is indeed action which is taken after due process, as Twitter claims, and there's no one from Twitter to give the company's point of view, but Ayush will take us through what the company said. The critical question here, and which is what suggests malified action, is that the National Commission for Scheduled Caste on the 3rd of August had put out the picture of this same Dalit rape victim. Somehow, when this complaint was filed by the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, which is under the Modi government, they didn't report the National Commission for Scheduled Caste, and they only reported the Congress leaders who put out this picture. Does that then not reek of malified action, Sanju Verma?
You know, Rahul, I'm quite flummoxed at this false equivalence that is drawn each time the Congress finds itself in the dockyard. The most important is that on the 11th of June 2021, barely a few months back, Rahul Gandhi said, why is the Modi government so scared of Twitter? Modi government is trying to brutally curb the freedom of expression of Twitter. And I stand in solidarity with the Modi government. This is Rahul Gandhi's tweet of 11th June 2021. Madam Supriya Srinath of the Congress on 26th May 2021 at 9:03 PM writes, यदि मोदी जी को ट्विटर से इतनी परेशानी है तो मोदी जी ट्विटर छोड़ क्यों नहीं देते? तो सुप्रिया श्रीनाथ, यदि राहुल गांधी को इतनी परेशानी है, अजय माकन को इतनी परेशानी है, आपके अन्य नेताओं को, रणदीप सिंह सुरजेवाला को इतनी परेशानी है ट्विटर से, आई विल स्पीक योर लैंग्वेज. आप ट्विटर छोड़ क्यों नहीं देते? नाउ कमिंग टू द मूट पॉइंट, let me tell you that this whole issue about BJP leaders also putting up photographs which were not par for the course, this came up in the discussion at the Delhi High Court in front of the bench of D.N. Patel and Jyoti Singh, and they categorically told the counsel for the Congress that the moot point of discussion is that not only did Rahul Gandhi violate Section 74 of the Juvenile Justice Act and Section 23 of the POCSO Act, but he also refused to delete his tweet, which shows you have no iota of regret. एक तो आप गलती करते हो, ऊपर से आप सवा शेर बनने की कोशिश करते हो.
No, but you haven't answered the question, Sanju Verma, which I asked you, which is this, that the National Commission of Scheduled Caste put out the same picture. So if the charge is that you revealed the identity of a rape victim by putting out her image in public, the National Commission for Scheduled Caste did the same thing.
Did Rahul Gandhi take down the pictures? Rahul Kawal, you are not asking the main question.
Okay.
The question
Can I please come in, Rahul?
Okay, let Supriya Srinath respond. The difference is that Rahul Gandhi refuses to take the pictures down. The National Commission for Scheduled Caste pulled that image down. Supriya.
Why do you interrupt
No,
me, Rahul?
absolutely not. It was after we did a press conference on the 8th of August.
Go on,
Can
Supriya.
I please come in, Rahul?
Go on.
It was on the 8th of August when 3 of my other colleagues and I did a press conference. It came to public light that the National Commission's pictures were not taken down. That only after that did Twitter act and delete the picture.
You are
also
lying.
blocked that account
Supriya
temporarily.
Srinath, you are
of
lying.
course, that account is now active now.
The
Please,
BJP
I did not speak in
leaders
between.
took down the
I did
pictures,
not speak
but
in between.
Rahul
Please
Gandhi
wait for your turn.
refused to take down
Okay,
the
let her speak.
pictures and
Fader goes
tweets.
down. Let Supriya complete, please.
My simple issue, Rahul, is it is no longer just about Twitter. It is about the real issue. And nobody is talking about the issue. What is the crime Rahul Gandhi or anybody committed? And what is the Twitter's policy? I want to tell your viewers in just 30 seconds. The first thing Twitter says is that if private information is already in the public domain, then you have not breached our policy. So we are not in breach of policy because these pictures were already in the public domain from the 2nd and the 3rd of August. We only posted them on the 4th. Then the Twitter policy goes on to say that if you are using private information, which means pictures and all that, for harming someone, then of course you are in, denial of our policy. But if it is in favor, you have not breached our policy. We were asking for justice for this little girl and her family. We were favoring them.
Okay.
We are not in, we have not breached their
Ayush
policy.
Ailavadi,
Then why
you've
has
had an
Twitter gone
opportunity to
against
look
its
at
own rules?
Twitter's
That's the
response.
question.
They're claiming that they've enforced their rules judiciously and impartially. If you look at the help center docket that Twitter puts out on its own website, it does say that if the information is available elsewhere, then they will not treat this as an offense, and especially if the information has been put out with the intent of trying to help the alleged victim, then again they won't take action. Is this largely in keeping with Twitter's policy, or are they just trying to overcompensate given the backlash they faced from the Modi government last time round? Ayush.
Let's take 2 steps back in this scenario, because
why
this
did they
isn't
act for it?
unprecedented in terms of what has happened, right? In terms of Twitter's policy, you did elucidate it absolutely spot on. That's exactly what their policy is. But in one short sentence, what their stand is that we will comply with local laws. So anything which is not in consonance with local laws, they will have to take corrective action. In this scenario, also, factually, I just want to mention one thing. If you do go on the National Commission for Scheduled Castes Twitter page, it's a verified page, and just like one of the party members is mentioning that, well, in this case, they had also tweeted something which was objectionable. That tweet has been removed, because if I scroll down on that timeline, and if you look on the 2nd of August, there's a tweet, and then on the 3rd, there's a tweet, and in between it says this tweet is no longer available because it violated Twitter's rules. So just to set the record straight, if this is the tweet in question, it has also been removed on the National Commission for Scheduled Castes website. Also, in a scenario like this, it's not unprecedented where your account is blocked, not just on Twitter, but on any social network. It's a very simple appeal process. You mentioned the help center on the Twitter website. It makes it very simple. If it could be, they actually have an explainer video which says, look, we might have blocked your account temporarily or permanently. And even if we have, we don't always get it right. Our moderators don't always get it right. That's literally what the explainer says. So if you do have an issue, then please help us out and file an appeal. It's a very simple appeal process. There's 2 or 3 drop-down menus. And I'd implore and urge anyone whose account has been blocked and they feel so it has been done so wrongly to actually go through that appeal process. And to be very honest with you, from my personal experience on these social networks, there are times when there are copyright violations, when there's something that someone flags off. You click on the 3 circles on the top right of your tweet, and you automatically know. You can report the tweet. You can say it's misleading, it's spammy, it opposes decency, morality. So if there were several requests, the algorithm could have flagged off this tweet. And just to answer, I'm guessing what your following question would be, that's also why a lot of the other Congress leaders' accounts could have been temporarily locked. It's a very simple unlock process. Let's follow the process and we can move on from this. Also, in this particular scenario, if you do go on what, and it is a developing story, and what's been happening throughout the days, a lot of the Congress leaders and party workers have been changing their profile pictures to pictures of Rahul Gandhi. Now, this could be a show of support, but what they also, a lot of them have been doing is changing their display names to Rahul Gandhi. I just want to put this out there, Rahul, that if someone does take offense to that and says that this is spammy behavior or this is misleading, their accounts would also be locked in turn. So that's a caveat for everyone who's actually
Okay, so Ayush has a very simple piece of advice. File a complaint, ask for Twitter to revise its decision rather than turn this into a big political tamasha, Suprashan.
This isn't a political tamasha, and I'll tell you why. Because at the core of this entire issue is what this tweet was put out for. There was a 9-year-old Dalit girl who was raped in the heart of the national capital. She was cremated despite forced violations from her mother. All that the family got were her feet, and then the police made them wait for 15 hours before they lodged an FIR. If standing in support with a family like this, seeking justice openly is a violation, then guess what? In public life, these violations need to be made, because this isn't a violation. And I will go back to the Twitter rules with all due respect to your expert. Twitter very categorically says if this was out in the public domain, this isn't a violation. If this was done in favor and in benefit for the person in question, this isn't a violation. How
okay,
then
let Arvind Gupta respond to this. That's the question the Congress asks again and again, because Twitter's own policy says if you've done this to try and help someone, or if the information was available in the public domain previously, then action would not be taken. And yet in this case, action has been taken. The Congress is raising the red flag. Arvind.
So, Rahul, and with the due respect to Supriya and Ayush and Sanju, who have said many things, I think Twitter is, I would like to call them the equal opportunity blocker right now. They are locking and blocking based on their own policies and their own whims and fancies. In this case, they have followed, according to them, two things: the law of the land as well as their own policies. And you know, I think my dear friend Supriya should know that what she talks about NCST handle, and I've also studied the issue. I think it's first of all, the Congress should take advice from Mr. Shashi Tharoor, who is actually clearly, you know, one of the earliest users of Twitter within the Congress party. Understands the issue that there is a technical violation, and the technical violation, Twitter is obliged, thankfully so, because of the new social media guidelines, and they now thankfully have a grievance officer, a nodal officer, and a compliance officer that actually can take action or, you know, address to the grievance. The issue really here is that if any of the Congress leaders, including Mr. Rahul Gandhi, just go ahead and delete that one tweet, which is objectionable, the accounts which are supposedly not suspended, actually logged, will get unlocked in a minute. It's just a matter of 1 minute. But I think the Congress has tried to convert this into a political campaign where none exists.
Sanju wants to build on this. Arvind Gupta has a solution. Delete that tweet and then your account will be unlocked. But Supriya Shrineth and the Congress clearly are seeking social media martyrdom, as it were, to make the point that this is the Modi government that's bullying Twitter into taking this action. Sanju Verma.
Rahul, and I hope now I won't be interrupted because you've been giving disproportionate time to the Congress panelists. First things first, let me tell you that Rahul Gandhi is a sociopath. Somebody who lies routinely, somebody who lies without a reason, and somebody who lies without any regret or conscience. That's the dictionary definition of a sociopath, which Rahul Gandhi fits to the T. I want to ask one thing. You keep saying BJP people did this and did that. Excuse me. Point number one, are you emulating the BJP? Point number two, the NCPCR, when it hauled up the BJP members, they immediately pulled down those tweets which were violative of Article 226 and Section 226, pardon me, of the Indian Penal Code. But despite Rahul Gandhi being repeatedly told that the tweets he posted on 4th and 5th of August 2021 were violative of the Juvenile Justice Act, were violative of the POCSO Act, this man wanted to brazen it out with rampant impunity. I just want to complete by saying one thing, Rahul. Do you remember the 25th of June 2021? Venkaiah Naidu's blue tick was gone. Mohan Bhagwat's blue tick was gone. And what did Congress do? It said, why is the Modi government upset with Twitter? Let the Modi government take Twitter to the, court. Why are they whining about blue tick? Let Venkaiah Naidu leave Twitter.
So Supriya, respond to the point both Arvind Gupta and Sanju Verma are making, which is that it's very simple. It is very simple. If Rahul Gandhi is being told by Twitter that this tweet is violative of our rules, then the very simple thing, I saw a list of 23 Congress leaders and 7 party handles that had been blocked. It's very simple. Delete the offensive tweet or the tweet that the social media platform has deemed offensive and then get your account back. It's as simple. It doesn't need to be turned into this big brouhaha.
They want to get martyrdom because they...
So Rahul, if you today tell me... Rahul, she has to keep quiet. I can't talk. I can't discuss like that.
Okay. Supriya Shrineth, please.
Rahul, I just have one thing to tell you. If you start accusing me of something and instead of telling you the truth, I say, okay, I am going to do a remedial measure and get out of my way, I think that's absolute hypocrisy. I think we stand for what we have tweeted. We stand for justice. And if that is a crime, then so be it. Twitter, I'm sorry to say, with what they're doing, they're actually interfering in India's polity by banning India's principal opposition and almost all our leaders and so many volunteers. I think that is absolute violation of India's democratic processes. I will also tell you one more thing. Amit Malviya, the very famous Amit Malviya of the BJP, he tweeted the Hathras victims picture. Why was no action taken against that? Twitter has suddenly got this selective rage. I also want to ask you, I mean, sociopath, Ms. Verma, if there is a sociopath who consistently lies and goes back on every promise he has made. And I will not use the demeaning language that you use because I come from a far more cultured background, is the Prime Minister of India himself. So don't you dare use language like that against my leader. The reality is that the 9-year-old girl was raped and not a single person from your party has come out in support of that family.
Let Arvind Gupta respond to this.
And this is the national capital of Delhi. How many Nirbhayas will be found in this country?
Arvind Gupta, 1 second please. On the 2nd of October 2020, the IT cell chief of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Amit Malviya, put out a tweet to say that the Hathras victim's interaction with a reporter outside AMU, where she claimed there was an attempt to strangulate her neck, none of it is to take away from the atrocity of the crime, but unfair to color it and demean the gravity of one heinous crime against another. And then that has the video of the victim lying there. Now the point is, and that's the question that Supriya Shrineth asks, that if it's about revealing the identity of the victim, that's what Mr. Malviya did. Oh, I must say though that he deleted it later, that's the difference, but he did put it out and no action was taken. It was there for a very long time.
So that is precisely the point, Rahul. If you've done a Twitter or any other thing, first of all, let me first clarify, Twitter is no friend of the ruling dispensation, the Modi government. It's been in constant disagreement with everything. It claims itself to be a freedom of expression champion. It's a very hypocritical stand they have taken. So I think when Supriya says it's the pressure of the Modi government that Twitter is acting, I think it's to the contrary. Twitter is not, and also there is no balancing act. Twitter has its own policies, which is shameful because the law of the land should take precedence. So I've always said that, and I'll always maintain it. The democratic norms of India, and I totally agree with Supriya on one thing, that there is, whether Twitter is right or wrong, that's a separate question, but Twitter is not the law or the judge or the jury itself. India has its own laws, and the democratic processes of India cannot be interfered with. Now, coming to the second point that you raised about Twitter and Amit Malviya's tweet, I think, as I've explained already, the process is delete the tweet. Your account will get unlocked again. Maybe Amit's account was unlocked or locked and unlocked like that.
No, but it was never locked. That's the point that's being made. It was never locked. One of the tweets has been deleted. One of the videos is still there.
Never locked. No action was taken.
There is. I said about maybe. There is a point I'm trying to make very clearly. Is that there is a due process. Twitter has explained that. For a change, I think the Congress has made its points. This is not something that the BJP or the current government is interfering with. They have their own policies, and all they have to do is follow a process. But they don't want to follow a process and claim victimhood. That probably is not going to work.
Ayush, in conclusion, is there a fear from a user's perspective that with so many red flags going off and accounts being locked, that people who took to Twitter with the hope of expressing their opinions, whether they were political or social or economic, may now start self-censoring? That is it worth it? Do I need to jump into this big raging political debate, which is a lot of what Twitter was initially about, to just stay away because it's just too much trouble and maybe not for any gain?
Rahul, that could be a legitimate concern, and as a user, maybe I would as well, and especially if we're verified, all of us in the media, a lot of us have blue ticks out there. That's a fear that you constantly live under. Your blue tick being taken away. Celebrities have it taken away as well. It's not just that. Let's just go back again and document a couple of other occasions where Twitter is the same platform in its policing, different levels that it actually has, who went out there and blocked Kangana Ranaut's account or Donald Trump's account globally. So it has taken actions like this. And there is a policy and legal team that sits down and understands this. And with due respect, Supriya Shrineth had mentioned that this particular tweet, and the Congress party put it up on Instagram later, it's a screenshot of the screen that he's actually coming across on, that's coming across on the INC India page. And it says, your account has been locked. We have determined that this account violated Twitter rules, posting private information. Supriya ji, the reason that Twitter could have that rationale, and I'm just playing devil's advocate there, it is because that information was not in the public domain. The photo which was in question was not in the public domain because that was removed on the 3rd of August or subsequently when the National Commission for Scheduled Castes actually put it up. So that could be a slight tightrope to walk on the policy side, Rahul. But yes, I do understand that there would be some sort of consternation, some sort of concern which people would have. But in this scenario, I agree with Arvind over there because Twitter has done, basically they followed the letter of the law. And if you can well, fault them for that, well, then so be it. But in this scenario, they have followed the rules. It's about interpretation of the rules. And it's about.
You've heard from the BJP, you've heard from the Congress, you've heard...
Rahul, Twitter or no Twitter, we will keep fighting for that 9-year-old girl.
Sanju wants to make a quick point. I'll let her conclude. Sanju, yes, I'm out of time, but very quickly. Sanju, yes.
Supriya Shrinesh, yesterday, a 9-year-old girl in Rajasthan was gang raped by over 20 men for 9 days at a stretch.
Is this rape versus rape? What is wrong with this lady?
Where were you, Supriya Shrinesh? Where a 9-year-old girl was raped
You don't deserve my answer. You don't deserve my answer. My dignity doesn't allow me to answer you because you make it about rape versus rape. Forget it. Forget it. Keep quiet. I'm ashamed to call you a woman because you want to make it rape versus rape. Keep quiet. Did you speak about the 9-year-old Dalit girl in Delhi? Because you did not. Keep quiet, you opportunistic woman there. Keep quiet now. Nonsense.
Okay, I'm out of
rubbish. Can you stop this rape versus
Okay, I'm out of time.
You really want to get there?
You've heard from both parties. Is this a monkey balancing or a very fine line that Twitter is trying to walk, or are they just following the rules? You've heard different perspectives. As always, we don't take sides on the news track. We leave it to you, our viewers, to decide who you think had the more compelling argument and what really is going on.